Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. We are doing the new topics which have been added in the revised syllabus of 2020-21. And under these new topics, we have some topics in the chapter United Nations and its organization. And in this chapter, we have discussed about UNICEF, and we have discussed about UNESCO, and now today we will discuss about UNICEF and ILO. Okay, so this UNICEF is United Nations Children Emergency Fund. This is the full form of UNICEF. So I for international, C for children, it's children's. United Nations International Children's, E for emergency, and F for fund. So this organization is mainly for the children, and the main task is to collect emergency funds for children, so that whatever they are, if they are in such a situation in which they need money to improve their condition, that can be provided to them. And this is also important for their development, and this is done throughout the world, all across the world. It is not limited to any particular area or region, but it is a truly international body, and it also helps and encourages the works that promote children's health and better life in all parts of the world. So its main focus is children, their health, their upgradation, their development. That is the main aim of UNICEF, and for that it collect funds so that whatever is required for their development can be done. And its headquarters is in New York. And we see that it is working successfully in all the 193 countries, and it is very important organization, we can say, because uh, children are one of the social group which can be exploited and which are exploited in our society. We see such problems are persisting, in which we see that these children are abused in various aspects of their life, so they need protection, and this protection is given by this UNICEF, and it is, we can say, working for the future of the world, because children are the future of the world. So the work done by this organization is really commendable, and whatever it has done and whatever it is doing, it is really uh, welfare oriented for the purpose of the development of the children. And now we will see another international organization, that is ILO, International Labour Organization. In this regard, you must understand these things, that the subject which we are studying, in this subject our main concern is the group which is um, vulnerable. Our main focus is that group which is prone to be exploited. जो कमज़ोर वर्ग है हमारे सोसाइटी का, जो वीकर ग्रुप है, that group is the focus of our subject. और इस सब्जेक्ट के अंदर हम जिन चीज़ों को भी पढ़ते हैं, जो भी टॉपिक्स, जो भी चैप्टर्स होते हैं, उसके अंदर जो कुछ भी होता है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होते हैं, उनका जो मेन फोकस होता है वो इसी हमारे जो वीकर सेक्शन है, that they are the main focus. So if we see in case of UNICEF, the focus is on children because children are exploited. Child abuse is there, it persists in our society. So they need protection, they need help in order to develop their personality. And this is given by this UNICEF and now this ILO. ILO is International Labour Organization. Other than children, we see that laborers are also the exploited group of the society, the weaker group of the society. They need some protection, and for that purpose this ILO, it was founded in the year 99 only, October 99 में ही ये जो इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, it came into existence in October 1919, and its headquarter is in Geneva, and Geneva is in Switzerland. So headquarters are very important because these are the most suitable questions for MCQs. So be ready for memorizing all these facts. Headquarters कहाँ पर है, कब वो establish हुआ, all these things are important for you. So this ILO aims to promote efficient condition of social justice. We cannot think of social justice if we are not providing a proper condition for the laborers. If we are not paying attention towards the interest of the workers and laborers, then the social justice cannot be established in any society. Social justice is equality in the society. Basic needs of all the people must be fulfilled. If social justice is there, then basic needs must be fulfilled, and there must be hope in each and every people that what they are living in whatever condition, that condition will change with their efforts because they are having equality of opportunity. So this social justice is very important if we see it from the viewpoint of the laborers. So the ILO, it focuses on the laborers, and it work for workers through international labor standards at the global level. There must be some international standard for the labors, and every country should follow these standards. Then only we can think of justice for the labor. And not only this, we find that there is an incentive for women and male workers to engage in productive work. The women must be given incentive so that they can be engaged in productive work, and there is also need to create safety, parity and self-respectful condition for all of them. At workplace, there must be equality. There must be equal remuneration to both male and female. There must be equal working condition for both male and female. There must be a self-respectful condition at the workplace. So this organization is concerned with the interest of the laborers all over the world. लेबर जिस कंडीशन में वर्क कर रहे हैं उनका जो भी एक्सप्लॉयटेशन है वो नहीं होना चाहिए, एंड उनके लिए स्टैंडर्ड होना चाहिए कि जो कि सारे कंट्रीज इसको फॉलो करें. सो दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज फॉर दैट पर्पस. एंड नाउ we see that the chapter, this is complete about this United Nations and its organization. In this chapter, only these three organizations you have to read about, these three new organizations: UNESCO, UNICEF, and ILO. And now we see that the chapter security, it has been deleted from your syllabus. Now security chapter you don't have to study, but in under this chapter there is a topic terrorism, and you are supposed to read that topic only, the topic of terrorism, because it is the we can say most relevant topic. Nowadays the whole world is facing this problem. तो ये आज के समय का एक बहुत ही रेलिवेंट प्रॉब्लम है, और इसको हम पढ़े बिना हमारा जो whatever we are studying under political science, that will be incomplete. So terrorism is very very important, which comes under modern threat of security. सिक्योरिटी को जो थ्रेट हमें मिलता है उसमें जो मॉडर्न थ्रेट है या नॉन ट्रेडिशनल थ्रेट है, उसमें हमारा टेररिज्म जो है वो कैटेगराइज होता है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज टेररिज्म? टेररिज्म इज सिस्टमैटिक यूज ऑफ ब्रूटल वायलेंस. Systematic use of brutal violence that creates an atmosphere of fear in society. So it's a use of violence. What kind of use? Systematic, बहुत ही तरीके से सिस्टम से यूज किया जाता है वायलेंस को. ब्रूटल होता है, बहुत जिसको हम कहेंगे काफ़ी क्रूर, बहुत ही ब्रूटल वायलेंस होता है. And this violence create an atmosphere of fear in society. So there are some important terms regarding the terrorism: systematic violence and fear. तो आप जब भी इसको डिफाइन करेंगे तो इसमें ये तीन टर्म्स आने चाहिए. It's a systematic use of brutal violence which creates fear in the society. And now we can say that there can be three broad meaning of terrorism. First we see a systematic use of terror, that is violent terror, and it is used as a means of coercion. किस तरह से फोर्स को यूज करके जो टेरर है वो क्रिएट किया जाता है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, फर्स्ट इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस वी कैन से इट. देन वी सी violent acts which are intent to create fear. Okay, first it's a systematic use of terror, then this violent act tries to create fear. And these violent acts are perpetrated for a religious, political और ideological goal. क्यों ये violence जो किया जा रहा है, जो violent acts जो हम देख रहे हैं कि terrorism का मतलब violent acts है, वो उसके पीछे purpose क्या है? What is the purpose behind all these violent activities? The purpose may be religious, political or ideological goals. Sometimes religious goal के लिए terrorism होता है, violence use किया जाता है, कभी कभी political purpose से किया जाता है, कभी ideological purpose से किया जाता है. So it deliberately target or disregard the safety of civilians. That is the most important thing. जब war होता है, when two countries are involved in war, in that war what we see कि जो भी casualty होती है वो armed forces की होती है, because armed forces are engaged in war. और जब कभी भी इस तरह का होता है कि कोई कंट्री दूसरे कंट्री पे बॉम्बार्डिंग करती है वॉर के दौरान, तो उसमें अगर सिविलियंस मारे जाते हैं तो उसकी बहुत ज़्यादा क्रिटिसिज्म होती है, बिकॉज सिविलियंस should not be the target of any war between two or more countries. But when we see this terrorism का जो target होता है, that is always civilian, because इसका जो target है that is to create fear in society. तो ये fear कैसे create होगा? अगर वो armed forces पे कुछ भी करेंगे तो वो fear नहीं create हो पाएगा. जब वो सिविलियन को अपना टारगेट बनाते हैं देन ओनली फियर जो है वो लोगों में आता है. सो दे डेलिबरेटली टारगेट द सिविलियंस हु आर द नॉन कम्बैटेंट्स, जो वॉर में किसी भी तरह से इन्वॉल्व नहीं होते हैं. ओके, एंड देन वी सी दिस इज द एक्ट ऑफ अनलॉफुल वायलेंस एंड वॉर. ये इसको हम प्रॉक्सी वॉर कहते हैं. जो टेररिज्म की तरफ से जो कुछ भी होता है बाई टेरर क्रिएट करके जब अपने पर्टिकुलर एम को अचीव करने की कोशिश की जाती है किसी एक कंट्री की तरफ से किसी दूसरी कंट्री के अगेंस्ट, तो हम इसको प्रॉक्सी वॉर कहते हैं. सो दीज आर द थ्री aspects of meaning of terrorism. And now we see there is this problem of terrorism is not confined to a particular country or a particular region. Actually, this is the problem of the whole world. The whole world is facing this problem. The whole world is under the threat of terrorism. In your book, original book, there is a cartoon in which this terrorism is described as जैसे ट्रेन की टाइमिंग्स होती है ना, अराइवल कहाँ पर हो रहा है, कितने बजे टाइम होती है, देन प्लेस का नाम होता है. तो उसी तरह से आपकी बुक में दिया है कि जैसे ट्रेन आती है वैसे टेररिज्म का जो अटैक है वो किन किन कंट्रीज पे हो चुका है, किस किस ईयर में मंथ में हुआ है, एंड नाउ नेक्स्ट कौन होगा, नो वन नोज. तो टेररिज्म एक ऐसा खतरा है जो कि किसी एक रीजन से या किसी एक कंट्री से नहीं जुड़ा हुआ है. द होल वर्ल्ड इज फेसिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम और हर कोई खतरे के निशाने पर है. एवरीवन इज एट द टारगेट. किसी को भी कभी भी टारगेट किया जा सकता है. तो हम ये कह के नहीं निकल सकते कि हमारी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ओके, एंड वन मोर थिंग, मेनी टाइम्स इट इज सेड the terrorism, the act of terrorism is divided into good terrorism and bad terrorism. Good terrorism, it is categorized by countries according to their interest, but our country does not believe in this good terrorism and bad terrorism. Our country believes that terrorism in all its form is bad. कभी भी हम terrorism को justify किसी भी basis पे नहीं कर सकते हैं. जैसे जिहाद के बेसिस पे जो टेररिज्म हम देखते हैं, इस्लामिक टेररिज्म है, उसको जस्टिफाई किया जाता है कि वी आर फाइटिंग फॉर रिलीजन. जिहाद कहा जाता है उसको. हम किसी भी तरह से टेररिज्म एक ऐसा एक्ट है जिसको कि हम किसी भी बेसिस पे जस्टिफाई नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि इसमें टारगेट सिविलियन को बनाया जाता है, क्योंकि इसमें जो एक एटमॉस्फेयर ऑफ फियर को क्रिएट किया जाता है. So we are not in support of any kind of terrorism, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is completely clear in his opinion that terrorism can never be good or bad. Terrorism will always be bad, and we can never support any type of terrorism. It's a global problem and it should be combated collectively. We need to fight terrorism collectively. We can't say कि ये हमारे problem नहीं है. We all are facing the same problem. So these are all topics which are added in the first book, that is Contemporary World Politics. And now we will see that in your second book, that is challenges, that is politics and in independent India. That in that book we also have some new topics, and in the first chapter, that is challenges of nation building, in that chapter also uh, uh, two new topics have been added. One is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and national integration, and the second is Kashmir issue. The Kashmir issue is there in your book. Um, mm, the chapter Regional Aspiration. In that chapter, Kashmir issue is given in very detail, and from that chapter, all other topics have been deleted. Now you have to study only Kashmir, and that has become a part of the first chapter. So today we will discuss Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and national integration, which is added in the first chapter. And Kashmir, we have discussed it in the previous discussions. Kashmir issue has been discussed. So in this chapter, there is only one topic, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and national integration. So the chapter is challenges of nation building. And the topic is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and national integration. Okay, so now we will have some knowledge about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. As we have discussed about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel when we were discussing the one of the most important challenges of nation building, that was the integration of princely states in the country. And what we know, that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the first deputy prime minister of India, and also he became also the home minister of our country. And he was very much active in the freedom movement, and the most important event in which he participated was Kheda movement. This Kheda two movements are very important uh, regarding Vallabhbhai Patel, the Kheda movement and Bardoli. This Kheda movement and Bardoli Satyagraha. These are the two important movements uh, which are associated with Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We all know that when Mahatma Gandhi went back from South Africa to India in 1915, he visited the whole country, and he started the first satyagraha at Champaran for the indigo farmers. And then after Champaran, he came to Kheda. And in this Kheda also, he the the movement which was done in the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, it was for peasants only. This Kheda movement was for peasants because peasants were facing a lot of problem. उनको बहुत ज़्यादा रेंट देना पड़ता था and the government was exploiting the farmers, so the farmers were against the government. And this in this Kheda movement, Kheda which is in Gujarat, the region is in Gujarat, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is closely associated with this movement, and this happened in the year 1918. And then Bardoli Satyagraha. Bardoli Satyagraha is also related with the peasants only, and Bardoli is also in Gujarat. And this Satyagraha happened in 1928. And both these Satyagrahas were very important in the life of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and because of his active participation in these movements, he gained the status of freedom fighter. He became one of the most important leader of freedom movement, and he became the Congress president also, 49th Congress president also. And not only this, he organized the elections of 1934 and 1937. In that, he also took very active participation, and he participated actively in Quit India movement also. So all these are his great achievements during the national movement. And when our country became independent, he played a very important role in the interim government after the independence, when the independence of the country was declared, and this act of Indian Independence Act of 1947 came. With this, a lot of problem arose, because in this act of Indian Independence Act of 1947, the most problematic provision was this, that the princely states were given freedom to either they can join Pakistan, or they can join India, or they can be free also. So this was one of the provision of Indian Independence Act of 1947, and this provision was highly this provision actually caused a lot of trouble in the integration of princely states. ब्रिटिश प्रोविंसेस के बारे में तो सब कुछ क्लियर था, जो भी पार्टीशन हुआ, दैट पार्टीशन वाज हेल्ड बिटवीन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान. तो ये जो पार्टीशन हुआ वो ब्रिटिश प्रोविंसेस का हुआ था, एंड एवरीथिंग वाज क्लियर इन दैट रिगार्ड. बट अगर हम प्रिंसली स्टेट्स को देखें तो उसके बारे में जो प्रोविज़न किया गया इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस एक्ट ऑफ 1947 में, दैट प्रोविज़न वाज हाईली प्रॉब्लमेटिक, क्योंकि इसके कारण क्या हुआ कि बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रिंसली स्टेट्स हुए जो कि फ्री रहना चाहते थे. कुछ ऐसे भी थे जो which are surrounded by the Indian territory, but they wanted to be with the Pakistan, like Junagadh. तो उस समय ये सारे प्रिंसली स्टेट्स, टोटल नंबर, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, है ना. जब हम लोग चैलेंजेस ऑफ नेशन बिल्डिंग कर रहे थे, उसमें हम लोग ये सब डिस्कस कर चुके हैं कि जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ प्रिंसली स्टेट्स था वो 565 था, एंड इट वाज the responsibility was given to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel to integrate all these princely states, and he did his work successfully. Even before the announcement of the independence, even before 15th August 1947, most of the princely states integrated with India. But some princely states were there in which problems arose, and there were three princely states which caused trouble in their integration with India. We have discussed all these things in the main chapter, but as Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, if we have to study Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, then these discussions are inevitable. बिना हैदराबाद, जूनागढ़ और अदर जो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स हैं उनके डिस्कशन के बिना हम सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल को डिस्कस नहीं कर सकते. सो द इंटीग्रेशन का काम उनको दिया गया. As a home minister, he was given this task, and हर प्रिंसली स्टेट जो था ऑलमोस्ट सभी के सभी इंटीग्रेट हो चुके थे इवन बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस. बट प्रॉब्लम तीन जगह से आई, सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम और भी जगहों से आई थी, बट द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ प्रॉब्लम वाज ग्रेटेस्ट इन दीज थ्री रीजंस: द हैदराबाद, जूनागढ़ and Kashmir. So we will continue our discussion in the next class.